Hello, welcome to another episode of the Mom's Diary, the Fresh Mom edition. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so right below so you don't miss out on our latest episodes. So today my guest is a very beautiful lady, a doting mother, and she is a boss lady. So as I told you earlier, we have a guest today. She's so gorgeous. I will let her introduce herself. Welcome to the show.
So thank you so much, Caroline. My name is Kate Wamboi. I'm a professional makeup artist and owner of KANAI Beauty. So KANAI Beauties is a makeup artistry brand that focuses on bridal makeup, editorial commercial shoots, and we also conduct makeup trainings.
Wow, that's a CV you have, Kate. Oh my God, I'm kind of, what do you call it? Intimidated.
No.
Oh my God. We'll come do some makeup classes because we can do makeup to save our lives.
Oh, please.
Some of us.
Karibu sana,
Girl.
karibu sana.
So
You're
let me
welcome.
ask you, how has the pandemic affected business?
It's been crazy. Honestly, I think I got my first gig a couple of, like, starting of June, July. That was when now things started going back to
Wow.
normal. Otherwise, from March all the way, it's been a dry spell. It's been pretty
Because the
crazy.
confusion was still afresh. We're trying to figure
Yes.
out how to proceed with
Exactly,
this and
exactly.
everything. Oh my goodness. So let me ask you, with the whole stay at home business, it may affect how you do your daily errands, like attending to your clients, how you adapting to the stay at home initiative.
So what happened in the beginning, I honestly didn't do much because I thought it was like a short period
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
like it was just going to be a short period of time.
Until
And
by-
then, yeah, and then probably by June things
my
will have been back
goodness.
to normal. But yeah, when I saw nothing is changing, I had to come up with ideas of how to
Make
still,
it work.
yeah, get some income. So I started Zoom classes. It's something I saw other makeup artists doing it, but I was really not interested in doing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because I want more of a personal
Touch,
feel.
the
Yeah,
experience.
so when you're doing it virtually, it's, for me, it didn't feel right.
I know, man, because I'm one of those people, I won't even be afraid to admit, I struggle with video calls, you Skypes, Zooms. As in, I'm like, so we just do this thing on phone call, like it's a bit, Alafino
true,
guys
true.
want you to the whole doing conference calls and stuff. As
Exactly,
Kenyans, any
exactly.
concept,
Uh-uh.
your boardrooms.
Yeah, in history, yeah, corporate boardrooms, that
I
was their
know,
thing.
man.
But now we had to
Get on board and
exactly.
go along with it because it's the only to reach people at this time, yeah?
Exactly. So
And let me ask you, how does your business sustain motherhood? Like with motherhood you find kuna some demands, financial demands and everything, and then now you find like your business could be like the major source of income. I mean, it could be like a surplus. How does your business impact motherhood?
So I'll take you a bit back. I was in corporate for 7 years.
Yeah.
I used to work for a telecom industry, but at some point now, with the what would we call them? What do we call them? We had to be let go.
Is it retrenchment?
Retrenchments is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So first in 2015 I was let go, and then but later on they recalled me after a month.
Yeah.
So within that 1 month I was like, I wish I had a side hustle because I
Oh,
was supposed to
yes.
start getting, and I was trying to look for a job. But then I was
Because
like,
it's
no.
unexpected. Look, plan
Exactly. It's not something you had planned for. So they later recalled me after a month. So between that month, because I got another 1 year later.
Oh,
So by then I'd already gotten into makeup. I tried different things. I started farming, which flopped.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started makeup and I was like, okay, this is not too bad. So I went to school, got my certification for that, and so by the second retrenchment, I gave myself 6 months to see how it will go. If it works, sour, well and good. If it doesn't, I'm back to job hunting and stuff. So by then I had a kid. She was she was 3 years, if I can remember. Yeah, 3 years. So now, when you're starting a business, you have to rely on your savings because it's not
Yes.
generating any profit at the
Yes.
moment. At this point, it's just money
Always
coming
tell
out.
guys,
But
capital doesn't just come. It's
it
the savings.
doesn't, exactly. So I had to depend on my savings for a couple of years, and it was not easy. It was, and has never been easy.
Yes.
It takes a lot of sacrifice, and it's always putting my child first.
I know,
Yeah.
it has to be, because you can imagine by yourself you can survive, trust
But
me.
vizuri sana,
Utasurvive.
comfortably. But when you have a kid, you want the best for them. You want to give them the best life possible. So everything you're doing, it's always about them. She's always at the back of my mind every time I'm trying to do anything.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
girl, unaniambia vitu umefanya, I'm thinking, wow, okay, girl, sawa basi. And then, have you found yourself having to work from home, like for the Zoom classes and everything? Where do you host them from?
Yeah, I do them from home.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I have a nice background set up in the living room, so that's where I usually conduct my classes.
And your child knows that when mommy is doing her Zoom, it's get yourself busy.
So that's now another story altogether.
Hey, tafadhali. Because I'm thinking, Zoom me in my house, hakuna kitu kama tunafanya work from home.
I know, but funny enough, so the thing is, I do not live with her at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened last year, business is crazy. And
Business
for
is
everyone,
crazy.
I tell them when it comes to, especially beauty, this beauty industry is a bit crazy. And when you're starting a business, just have the passion. If you do not have the passion, you cannot survive.
You cannot
Because
survive
that is
long
what
enough.
drives you.
Yep.
At some point, when you see there's no income coming, you give up and call it quits.
I
But if you
know.
are passionate about something, akwambia hakuna kitu itakustop.
I know, always tell guys, you have to love what you're doing, because you feel at some
Exactly.
point you don't feel like waking up,
There are
going to
those
do
days
the
you
same
just
thing.
don't want to do
You don't have the
anything.
motivation, but at least if it's something you love, utapenda kuifanya regardless.
Nakwambia.
Oh my goodness.
So last year, the last 2 years have been a bit crazy. So we had an agreement with baby daddy to take her in for some time as I tried to set myself up. And then an opportunity came for us. My grandparents are in the States, and they've since Kitambo, they always wanted her to go to the States. But I really, back then, I didn't feel like going.
I know, it's your baby. You're thinking, hey, Manzi, I don't see that baby far away from me.
But then last year we had to make that decision, and I sat down and I had a talk with myself as a mother. As I was like, I want her.
Oh my God! And now let me ask you, because I'm thinking, I'm a parent. I'm gonna be mom to 3 kids, but I still have the worst separation anxiety. As in, I tell my kids goodbye for 40 minutes. I didn't wasiwende tufunga mlango, unajua. When they're sleeping, I'm like, Baba, I love you. You love me too? Yes, mom. I'm like, okay, how do you deal with the separation anxiety yourself of knowing your kid is like, boom, flights away.
I know. It wasn't easy at first, because I used to cry every other day.
Wanting to ask every time, ako sawa?
Hey, ako sawa, what are you guys up to? Can I talk to her?
And does she miss me?
So at that point, she's still excited because she's just, she's all over the place. She's happy with her grandparents. She's enjoying herself. So by the technology, I still feel like as much as she's so far, I still feel she's near.
She's so near, yes.
We talk every other day. We'll do voice notes. She'll send me pictures, whatever, because she's very artistic.
Yeah.
She'll draw some stuff for me. So that's how
the next
we
artist in the house.
I know.
Because I'm thinking,
After the mother.
internet has made life so much easy, because you'll find mtaongea more over phone when she's away than even how you would when she's near you.
Exactly.
So after the bond is even tight and everything. Tighter. So tell me, how ready, how prepared were you for motherhood? Ilikupatia wapi?
Interesting. So the thing is, I'd been trying to get a kiddo for a whole year. Nothing was happening. We both went for tests. Alafu tunarudi home tunaambiwa there's nothing wrong. So hakuna kitu mbaya kuliko kuambiwa hakuna kitu mbaya.
Nothing is wrong. It's just normal.
You guys just be patient, and then the guy
tells like, you, just go home and
just do it as much as fanyeni kila saa. Ilikuwa sasa clockwork hivi.
Odna bakio chiki kwa nimekuwa punishment. It's supposed to be.
But then ili atakuwa hata
for enjoyment, not just mutual. Yes, this is a mom's show.
Yeah. So it stopped being enjoyable. It was now a routine. Nilikuwa mpaka na ile kalenda ka ovaries kule na ovulate. Nampigia boss leo kuja home mapema.
Wait,
I am ovulating.
How old were you then?
I think I was 29.
We've got 20 at least.
I gave birth when I was 30.
Because I'm thinking at 20, you may think I still struggle to count my period.
So ilikuwa clockwork hivyo. So eventually I did one test inaitwa HSG. So ndio HCG ama HSG, that one.
Oh my God.
Kumbe I came to realize my fallopian, I had fibroids that had blocked the fallopian tube. So ndio zilikuwa zinashindaga zikigonga mwamba tu. So I had to go for I did a surgery, myomectomy, nitoa hizo fibroids, and then I had to take a kachil period of I don't know how many months, so to try, and then
Again.
so hivyo tu kutry tu hiyo one time pop
Are
kakaingia.
you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
I was over the moon when I heard I was pregnant.
I can imagine.
Unajua tu ilikuwa
can
clockwork.
imagine.
Alafu ako ka stick tu unaona ni lines mbili ama ako ka plus. Yeah, I was super excited. So
Oh
called to
my
Hazi
God.
job. We are
I'm
pregnant.
thinking me. I don't think I've ever talked to any chicos like I saw the two lines. I was like, yes. It's always like, kwanza unazanga my periods are late.
know basi unaanzanga hivyo alafu nakimbia kwa chemist.
Alafu if you're those chicks manze who every weekend you could be wherever, unaanza imekuwa kutoka nani. What?
Oh,
So I can
yeah.
imagine it was such beautiful
It
news for you and your partner,
yeah. So by the moment nilirealize nikajua niko paged, so nikaanza kujipanga.
Wow.
Nikaanza kujipa zile nguo nimebuy hiyo mtoi, kuna zingine hata kwa ivanga.
I can imagine.
Yani,
you've been waiting for this, you've been trying for this while,
for
and
that
then
long, and then so I was so set, and then I had a very easy pregnancy. Nausea sijui nini, nilikuwa tu nasikiaga na watu. My nini was so smooth. I just had body issues by then because I used to be a slim nini. So when you're starting getting big, kuchoka kwa unasikia liko mnono.
I know adapting kwanza unajua. More or less all guys. Okay, pregnancy kuna the nauseas and the everything. But amjamba kuna ile point unafika you ain't too big, you ain't too small. Your clothes don't quite fit you and the big ones are too big for you. And then you're thinking, I'm always thinking, why am I buying all these clothes in pregnancy and I'm only going to be pregnant for 9 months?
9 months, exactly. Mi nilienda sasa nikabaizo jeans.
You began your classes
kwa clinic. It was
this is the
honestly,
other side of pregnancy.
I missed that period. It was so, because I really wanted a kid. So for me, every stage was just...
And then like how was the gender reveal like? Did you want a girl or a baby or just a baby?
I mean, as long as I had a healthy baby, that was my but I really wanted a girl. Of course, they had wanted a boy. God. I really wanted. So when I heard it was a kachik, I was over the moon. So unajua vile mtu imagine unawashuka tu nywele tu ponytails.
You're thinking I'm gonna the makeup, the dresses.
I know all that.
That's what I wanted till the baby was here. I'm like, you can't wear just tracksuits every day
and be happy.
And you know, just be fine and everything. You know, like us, we really don't do at studio Sunday church nini. So like we'll never find that studio a day for dresses or my dress up. It's always gangster mode
throughout.
Once a gangster mode, you don't even. Oh my god! And then let me ask you, Kate, do you think your daughter has adapted any of your character traits?
Yes, she's artistic. At least that one she took from me. Yeah, she's very creative and she likes working a lot with her hands. So that's definitely me. She's also very talkative and shy at the same time. So that's also
such
me
a girl.
In a way. Yeah, she's such a girl and she loves ballerina things. I'm like, oh.
I know, man.
When she was here, I was busy looking for a ballet school for her because she was really into ballet. So she's quite girly as well. I was a tomboy, so that's the only opposite we have because she's too girly. I'm the opposite extreme. I used to be a tomboy.
Which now I'm gonna have to ask you because Naskiza, your child, I'm like, okay, ballet and stuff. I'm like, how financially prepared were you when you were getting a child?
I thought I was financially okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. But then when a child comes in and asks and starts, there's a kanini you have in your head where you feel this child deserves more.
Yeah.
The best, and then you go check and you're like, that's too high. Because it got to a limit where I had to say, you know what, chick, no, I don't have this money for this, or wait. And that's why I felt for her going to the States was a better. I hated saying no. Like, I can't afford this. But there are those basics. Kuna zile nye ndambia mtoizi. Like, no.
I mean,
work for it. Either work for it or
nini. Still in Africa,
but there are the basic things like I don't see why I should say if a chick
like
my daughter feels
and
and I can't afford. She's like, can I get a ballet dress? I don't feel why I should say no. So I usually felt I sacrificed a lot because by the kujibai yangu ama vitu hizo it got to a point hata saying
tell me about it.
Everything was just about the baby. You want this? I go. So that was me. So I felt she deserves better. Than what I was giving.
Yes, so napata whichever you had to hustle harder.
I had to hustle extra hard. Exactly.
Okay, and then let me ask you, how do you ensure sustainability in the household when business tends to be high ama low?
Now that's where the savings come in. You really have to, as much as you're hustling,
Yeah.
but as a entrepreneurship is hard.
Entrepreneurship
Nilimuka hivi
is...
sasa najiambia nani aliniambia nijiingize kwa hii
I
shida.
know you're like, I wish bado ningependa make a job where
I know,
every end
job,
month
yeah,
I'm
you're
guaranteed.
guaranteed there's this much coming in, and you're able to save. With
Yeah.
entrepreneurship,
It's a gamble.
it's always like this. So there are times you have, there are times you have. So when you do a couple, ukijipanga vizuri, unajua there's this amount that needs to be saved up. So just to ensure,
You
when
put
you have
something
those
aside na kujipanga vizuri.
exactly.
Because like you find, kuna a time in my life was like, if I have like a G in my pocket, kesho kutwa itajipanga. Unajua at least you know you're gonna eat day, you've got fare. But with the kid, lazima ujue kuna rent, stima, maji, kama ni school fees, kama ni nguo, pesa kulipa, housing.
Help, exactly.
So every month you must have a certain amount of money.
Just for her.
Minimum. Hey man, it gets so crazy. It gets so crazy. But
got
girl,
so crazy.
what after shule a ballet? Me and my kids, they don't, I'm not even sure they know what ballet is, manze. Me in my head it is, we're checking colors. You're going to color, you will color, and if you get out of coloring, grass up nje. Kalala nje kwa mkeka. Okay, so dear. What are some of the major decisions you've had to make as a mom?
Of course, as I've said,
Your
the
baby
major
having
one
to go?
was, I had to let her go. That was
Yeah.
like the major decision I had to make as a mother. And it was, I'll still say it was not easy.
Yes, it was not
Yes,
easy.
yeah, but I'd say that,
Sacrifice.
you
I
have
think
to
sacrifice is a unique thing that comes with motherhood.
Motherhood, exactly.
Guy, men don't get it. Me, men don't get it. My hubby wants to love our kids stupid and everything. I didn't enjoy. He's like, it's not gonna give them the love. You just sit away. I'm like,
it doesn't happen like
hata nikuachie our toy for 5 years. What I feel for them, hata bila kuonesha, you cannot even come close to that. It's so crazy. And then, let me ask you, will another baby currently change anything in your day-to-day lifestyle?
Yeah, of course. Of course. If I'm ever to get another baby, which God willing, I hope I do. But right now I don't feel I'm ready. Right now I'm so focused on my career.
Yes.
Because I said I don't want to repeat the same thing I did. I don't want to bring someone else into this life.
When you don't
and
have
I'm not
everything
able
quite
to
solid.
exactly.
Yes.
So I told myself I'm giving myself some time, build my career. If it's stable, maybe I can consider getting
I know.
another
And
kid.
you just raised one. She's able to, you know what you're thinking, wacha nipumu.
Wacha ning'ang'ane sahi na mimi pia. And then right now I'm also trying to get back to me, because it's always been about the other person.
Yes, it's like
so
5
right now
years
I'm
of
also
you,
learning.
Kuji. Oh my goodness. And then let me ask you, what
did I answer that question, by the way?
What is the question?
About
will another baby change anything?
anything?
Yes. Yeah.
I did.
So you're like, at least before another baby comes, you'd like things to be a bit. Let me ask you, what advice will you give to a 19-year-old girl who just discovered she's pregnant at 19?
At 19?
Yes.
At first, I know it sounds, one is very scared at the end of the day, but there's always, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. That you got pregnant, it's not a mistake. A baby is never a mistake. Things always work out eventually, and you just have to be very, how can I say, you just have to go with the flow. As long as you have very supportive family members to help you out and support you, you can make it. It's not that hard. And it's the best thing. Once the baby comes, you'll be like, what have I been doing in this life? Like, there's a way they just change your life. They turn around. Your life just turns around.
You just get on board.
Yeah, and everything.
There's no manual.
Hakunanga your manual. I don't know.
Let's say me, I was loud. I was a party girl. As in, okay, most guys only know, but I've worked as a club hostess right before I got pregnant. So my work was to make sure, and guys come to the club, it's popping, it's happening.
It's
guys wake up, they're dancing. Once you get a kid, I don't know how it happens. You just become a mother.
Automatically.
You just become a mom. Because I didn't when you were working, even the modeling gigs, there were all these chillers who had their toys and everything. Unapata, as a party girl, you do your thing, but kuna vitu fulani utakwambia, I have to go home and zikifika time, I have to be paid my money. You know, feel be like ido convert kwa drinks, nitakunywa Friday.
Thank you.
Cash is like, bitch, I better have my money in my pocket by morning. Easy miniskirts and our jeans changed. And you're like, Wow. Uko hangover, my high heels, and you're going to black out. It's so crazy. Being a mom just as
It
in,
just changes everything
like
about.
always tell young girls the same time, man. The moment you're indulging in sexual activity, it's not just that part of the pleasure. There is always consequence.
Consequences,
Yeah,
exactly.
and certainly it's a negative consequence. It's more like of a result. Because me always say, you can be sexually active for years and years, no baby,
True.
and then one day can just be at it, pap, no periods, a baby. So like when you get pregnant, don't bash yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Don't.
Sindio,
See nini, usiji-
just keep, just utapani kidogo, but just collect yourself and trust me, it's a solo journey.
Yeah, it is. It is a solo
Manze,
journey. Ni
hata
kweli.
even though guys say who, they think
Ati they are
what,
there
they
nini,
think what,
you'll just
at the
feel
end
like
of
you're
the day,
doing it
ni
by
uko
your
na hiyo
own.
mimba, utazaa, mtoto ni wako, atakusumbua wewe, utamlipia school fees wewe, so if you find you're pregnant, just, and we ain't saying that you guys now try to be populating at 19. There's so much life in between 19 and, your late 20s, up or early 30s, that's when you actually live life,
Yeah, that's
mine.
now when you're discovering life and
So
getting to
like
live it.
19-year-olds, you guys trap. And if you feel like you don't wanna have that interference, I mean, use some family planning.
Exactly.
It's not
Just
like, as in,
abstain.
come uko ready manzi, as in, nobody will ever be ready, but always know kuna consequence
Consequences, yeah.
ya mtoto, kuna vitu kaa ukimwi, kuna so many things which can come, so I don't know. But I always feel like I wish I get to educate a bit more on the reality of sex
Of sex,
education.
yeah, because what they do in school is very basic. Like, I don't know, they should change how they teach it. But
Wakwe more open. They just
and then
address the
another
issue.
thing, it's up to us as parents. Hata this time hata kuweka walimu kwa history,
Yes.
sex education in school and nini. Let us be the ones who are giving them that talk. It's more real, it's more our one-on-one. This is my kid, I want the best for her. So let's have this talk. I really wanted to start mine very early. Because nowadays with the sodomy and nini, this to child,
Oh my
it's so
God,
disheartening.
molestation.
Yeah. So I want my kid to know these things as early as possible. So when she sees us, I used to have that talk. I'm like, if anyone touches you, nini, just come, call me. If you feel like something is not wrong, or just come talk to me. So I try to have that
Like,
conversation
let
with
me
her.
ask you, Kate, as a mother of a daughter who's 6 years old, do you have insecurities about vulnerability?
Of course. And the thing is, it's the family members, the close people
The
are
close
the ones who
people.
are molesting our
Oh
kids.
my goodness. Oh my
So
goodness.
for me,
It's
yeah,
horrible.
and they'll know how they know how to work. I don't know how they do it, but they'll just make that kid feel like they can't talk to
You
anyone, they
can't
can't say.
report it.
Yeah,
As
they
in
can't
me, I
report.
think, after my kids tell me, Mom, I'm looking pretty today. Kwanza, panic kwanza na grasp my heart. And then I'm like, yeah, you look pretty. And then I'm like, um, umeanza kujua na mrembo,
At
umeanza
least
kujua
in the
lipstick inaongeza urembo. I have my neighbors' babies, the girls, we are friends. Like they'll always come, Mama Tai, we have lip gloss. Someday they come, Mama Tai, we have crop tops. I
you're like
kumbuka my
at your
heart was
auntie,
just
and
like,
then you're like, how old are you
they'd funga
guys
their
again?
tumbo cuts.
Oh,
I was just like, man, girls,
watoto wa
boys, and then you
siku
don't be like all
hizi.
boys are predators because I'm like, you're a girl, you
Yeah,
can wear anything you want, you can be beautiful
yeah,
without being apologetic for it. But then again,
is that part.
how we raise our sons, how we raise our daughters. Our daughters are vulnerable, our sons are
Also,
predators, man.
true, true,
Me,
true, true.
me nanisumbua as a mom because I'm like I had my neighbor discussing with her daughters how a baby is formed. The mom is pregnant. So she's like, dad has to give mom a seed. So I'm thinking, boy, babies are just born. I'm like, me, I'm struggling. I'm
But
struggling.
don't you
I'm
think you need
struggling.
to educate them at that early
Me,
age,
my
or you
kids, I
feel?
even tell them if anybody tries to really even hide it from your sister, hide it from your brother. As in, that's your hide it. If anybody asks to be seen, touching, looking at, suggesting, that's
That's
wrong.
wrong.
That's wrong. But then again, I'm like, me want my kids to be free. I'm like, aren't you to go to the beach or a kid? You can
Wear
be naked in the
bikini.
pool out, but then we
Yeah,
can't.
unfortunately,
The
these
world
are
is not like
different
that
times, not
anymore.
like back in our days. Things are very
Lakini mimi
different.
nabaki, me don't give
But
birth
we
to
need
another
to give
girl.
that talk.
I feel like we need a couple of generations in between before we can change the behaviors to Mazoya. Because like us, we live in such a savage world.
Yeah.
And raising a kid, manze, you're thinking, me, I want to keep my kid in my handbag every time. As
You
in,
feel like you
imagine
need
your kid and a
to
feature
baby
simu and a
protect
text,
them.
a dude, you're gonna be thinking, who's texting my kid? It could be some old pervert somewhere. It could be the
Exactly. Yeah.
teacher. It could. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but oh my god, you need, I think, to be the role models to our kids first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the grace of God as well. We just need to really,
Oh
they
my
need to be
god.
really grounded
I know,
from
because
the
though
word
you're saying
go.
you can't go at mtu how to raise their kid, but
Uh,
how you raise your own kid, how they raise their kids.
mm,
So
true.
like I think it starts with just us, and man, some topics are so
I
sensitive for
know.
parents. I get,
I was
cause
like, you
cause I
imagine?
kumbuka, like, no, as a mom, Ebu, let me ask you, as a fresh mom,
Mm.
what were some of your biggest fears and worries?
I'd say that when, because there are times I used to let her go outside and play. There are a lot of boys outside,
Yes.
and they're big boys,
Mm-hmm.
older boys. But then they'll play, and then in my at the back of no, what happened? I remember she used to have this boy. The boy is older, and they were like best friends.
Friends.
So there's a time they used to come and borrow the tab they play. So there's this one time I logged onto the tab and I opened a page. I don't. That boy was seeing some funny adult stuff.
Yes. What?
Same a shock, because I knew
I
this is like a
know. I
friend. So I'm
know.
like, is he teaching this my girl all
Because
this,
I was
like?
like, what have you done to my daughter?
Exactly, kutoka sasa hiyo by then niliambia, if friendship it's not happening. From that day I didn't like that boy. So these are some of the words, and at the end of the day I cannot be able to control the
Protect
kid
her
all the time. I don't
everywhere.
know what she's doing in school. I don't
With
know
her
whether she has
friends
another
outside
friend.
the
Yeah.
house,
So I really felt I needed to give her that talk. I'm like, if anyone
being
touches you,
open.
if anyone does, just come and talk to me. So I usually try to initiate these conversations every now and then, so that I also give her that freedom to that she can always come to me when
I know,
she sees
man.
there's
Me,
something
kwanza
wrong.
always tell my kids, "At you been given sweets and toys by who? What is
Bas.
this I can't give?" And then let me ask you, have you ever had a home emergency
Mm-hmm.
when you're at work?
No.
Girl.
Okay, that one is not even related to my kid. It's my maid who decided to give birth in the house.
Mm-mm.
It was the most interesting.
Mm-mm.
Muka hivi zia I
Apana.
swear. I used to have a maid. She used to be big. So apparently she was pregnant.
Yes.
Na ananiambianga kujuanga. So asubuhi I leave the house, and she's saying how she's not feeling well. I have to go to work, and by then my kid was there with her cousin. So I was like, ukilemewa sana, just give me a call. I'll just have to work
Wow.
from
Yes,
the
from
house.
home. Mm-hmm.
So hata sikufika 1 hour 2 later, Jobo, she's calling me. I'm like, hey, siski vizuri mama nani, welcome. Kukam home hivi, there's a room full of maids from this other nini helping her out. So I
I
was
know,
like,
you're
so
telling your house, you're thinking,
kwanza, how are
okay.
you feeling? I even stopped to the chemist, bought some dawas.
I mean,
Nikakuja nikampatia. 1 hour later she was in the bathroom. So mi nilisikia tu maji, nikafikiria amefungua tap. Nilisikia tu, Mama Amira, nikwende hivi. There's a kakidogo. Me, I don't want to kumbuka that
bombo
story.
clat.
I swear, she gave birth in the loo, and it was I don't know
Mnaanza
whether she was trying
wapi?
to terminate it. I really I never got the full story, because it was a kid like 6 months. Tukienda hosi, like it was like a
Alikuwa
full,
prima.
yeah, it was like a premature baby, and then I just
Aki,
kukumbuka hiyo
na
story.
imagine hiyo shock umefika home thinking it's just like a thing of unajua
Yeah,
pumzika a bit,
yeah.
and then now you have a whole baby
Mm.
to deal with.
So kumchukua kujaribu kunini kukimbia hosi
Mamangu
nini. So the kid
jameni.
didn't make it. By the time we went to like a small clinic there, they said they can't accept us. Juni, we go to the main hosi. By the time we were rushing there, the kid had passed. So I left my mama over there for 2 days. After she just knew, she didn't even come home. She just said, I'll come for my. She knew Apa. Aki, I was so pissed.
Guy, me, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I've had a nanny, a girl who came. Let me call her a girl. She was really young. I don't even know how I got her.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do job. But then napata on some days her face looks like me parara unajua imekaa mosha. So I'm like, okay. Some days she looks a bit funny. Then she used to wear hoodies. That was the first time I was like, this chick wears hoodies. Me, I live in Eastern Province.
So you can
Dua.
imagine the heat.
But then because I'm pregnant myself, I may
It
never bother
doesn't
about my
even.
nannies. As long as you keep the respect, you follow my rules, you do whatever you're gonna do. Hey, me someday I'm driving. Because I'm with my driver, the guy who is for my errands. He's like, ati we, Karo, na useme ni mimi nilikwambia. Demu wako Jona kako na ball. Ndio angalia msee wa kabu na baki, what do you mean? Ati I mean nambata na sijui mama nani kwa estate. And so everybody has been discussing how my nanny is pregnant. Me, I'm not the one to go mince my words. I just go, hi, how many months pregnant are you? Ati 8. Mi niko 6. Mi nilimwambia cheki. Me, I care about you. I even bought for her shopping, for everything, for her baby. I gave her a lot of money. Nikamwambia, hakuna venye I can be asking you to mop a house.
Yes, of course, there's no
Mi
way.
niko 6 months, unajua. Nakwambia tusongeshe meza, I was like, please, ukuju kufie kwangu. Trust me. Me, I don't know how. Okay, but then let me ask you, what's your with nannies? What's your stand on having a nanny who's pregnant when still working for you?
Honestly, me, I'll let you go. I don't
Sindio,
think because in case of an emergency, me, I don't feel prepared. I don't know how to deal.
Man, I know, because me I've had women who've got there and they even discuss unajua baki. I'm like, such I'm being heartless, but I'm thinking someone who's pregnant, they really require extra care.
Attention, yeah, and care.
Extra care. And me, I'm looking for somebody who's fit manually, as in to do the physical work and everything.
I think I can allow you up till the first trimester.
First
and then
trimester,
after that,
5
I'll
months.
release you. Like sina ubaya, like
it's
unaweza enda
normal.
uzae alafu if we have a good relationship unaweza rudi.
You can come
but
back.
During that stage, I don't feel I'm well equipped.
And then I know this is the funny thing, because more Lestina is who pregnant, give birth, and they come with the baby to the house.
Yeah, imagine me if I have a big space and we are tight. Because right now, because I'm single, I don't have a nanny.
Exactly. The relation
but
is
the
what
one,
depends.
Yeah, the one I had to let go because now I really didn't need her. I still told her I'm going to give her. When I'm ready, I'll call her back. Because she, yeye ndo alilelea mtoi wangu, I think kutoka.
Mlikane for a while.
Muka. But then nimekuwa na wawili tangu nianze. Me, I keep them.
Me, I think it will forever be embarrassing to say I'm on my 10th nanny.
Oh my
3
God.
years. Ha! Hey, me now, if there is something I do not wince, I'm a blink. Nimekwambia hufanya hivi na hivi, uko na ufanya hivi na hivi.
Hapo hivyo.
Kasi ni reasoning. But that's the one thing I'm always like, because I am leaving you with my child. If I'm gonna be aware and I'm feeling some type of way,
then
why? Hakuna
no
point.
Hakuna
point. At least if my kids were old, they can talk for themselves. Utamchuna alafu anyamazi, utamongelesha vibaya. So darling, tell me, what have been your highest highs and your lowest lows in motherhood?
Of course, my highest high is having my baby. That was the best thing that has ever happened in my life. And for me, it was just smooth. As much as I hear a lot of mothers complaining, or not complaining, like wakiongea tu imekuwa tough or challenges. Honestly, mi sinanga seo ndio munyamaza tu, sinanga kitu ya contribute. I really had, mine was smooth from the pregnancy to the baby. I was so lucky. She was very quiet, and then she was not a colic. So hata naogopa say if I'm to get another kid akwe colic, I don't know how I'm going.
Oh my God.
Akwananga. As long as ameshiba, she's clean and nini. I enjoyed my 6 months at home. Me, that was the best time.
I'm sure inspiring so many moms out here, because if somebody was to listen to me alone, trust me, they wouldn't get a baby. But unasikiza Kate, I'm thinking, I want a girl. I want a girl's gonna be so dolled up. Like, girl, you're so lucky. You are very, very lucky.
I had the best experience. So that has been my highest. Lowest. This is related to motherhood, right?
Yeah.
Okay, lowest now is letting her go.
Letting
to the
her
States,
go.
Yeah, but me, my ears have just been awesome. Like
me, my lowest one thing. My firstborn used to fall off the seat all the time. Secondborn broke her neck, was in her neck cast due for how long to lala housing. Thirdborn, surgery every other month, in and out, breaking bones, doing what? And I'm like, girl.
Unajua mi sijaikuwa na hizo emergencies, ndio I'm trying to think. Mi sijaikuwa na hizo stories.
You need to be a mom again.
I know, that's
what,
and I'm scared because naona hii ingine sasa God atanipatia the direct
opposite.
It's
like a novel.
Mine has just been smooth. Atile naweza sema the worst because she used to have asthma when she was young. Hata si asthma, like bronchitis. It wasn't that bad,
but congestion, but dealable.
Nile tu tunalala hosi for a week. Like we've done that twice, but sile at emergency. Nile nikisikia nini yake kifua iko
Yeah,
nini go.
just
So it's
to
not that
get
it was
some.
that serious. So hiyo ndio naweza sema ati my worst experience. But hizi zingine she was very disciplined. And then alikuwa tu ametulia. Tu emergency to home sijui nini.
No,
No, the only one time is alikula kalolipop akicheza huko and then akachoka. So hapo ndo nilipanic nikajua I need to attend a first aid refresher course. I saw I was so confused. Mi hapo ndo nakwambia I don't do well with emergencies. Nilikuwa nimechanganyikiwa mpaka at some point hata mbocho wangu ndo alikuwa anani offer solution. Nyingine ilikuwa ya ujinga. Muka hivi baadaye nacheka. Aliniambia nichukue mtoi wangu nimfanye nini upside down. And you know, I actually did that. Because nilimweka hapa lab na mgonga hivi nothing. So
I talk is so
like,
shake it
she's
out.
like, Mama Mira sijaribu. Kwa hiyo confusion. Huyo.
Guy, already the baby is under duress. Alafu mnamua.
So it was so stupid.
What?
So eventually, my boyfriend was around at that time. So enda alikuja nikamwita akakama.
I know, man. When you throw the baby to the dad, like, take,
Yeah, just
baby,
I don't know what
baby,
to do. And then akadinia
so
akakuwa
crazy.
saa nilijona mtinga.
I know, man, because like you see, under Memuci lifestyle, we address also things with nannies and everything. I always advise you guys, it might seem like a hassle, but take your nannies for first
Yeah, it
aid.
is,
It's offered.
I swear,
St.
it's
John's
so-
do it, I think, for 1,200 bob for 4 lessons, and they get a certificate. It is crucial.
It is crucial. Because
Guy,
imagine uko
you're gonna
jobo
have
and
a kid,
something-
amemeza sijui nini, kwa mahindi. Hauko hapo, uko sijui. No, you guys,
And
don't
then
even
you have
play
someone
those
who
games.
doesn't.
It's like, let me ask you, what advice would you have for a mom who miscarries her unborn child, especially a first-time mom?
Guys, you know, sometimes that I don't
Can't even
know what.
imagine.
I can't even imagine. By the way,
I know it's bad.
honestly, I won't say I have any advice I can give them. Like, just be strong.
I know,
Try again. It's not
crazy.
easy losing a child, even if it's like a miscarriage, as you're saying. It's never easy because I see a lot of moms who are affected by it, like really
So
bad.
bad, so
And
bad.
then if you have a partner as well, and you guys don't have a clear communication, it also interferes with the relationship.
Like someone you don't mention here, but there's a very famous TV personality. I'm really puzzled. They lost their daughter just the other day. I think he was newly married, and almost immediately the marriage
ends, yeah, and that's what
and it's like
true.
nobody cares. Najua you're like, okay, is it the loss of the baby that caused this? Because you
Yeah.
guys should become more closer, try to replace that soul or something.
What happens, and that is what it's research as well as proved that when there's a death in the family, a child's death in the family, it kind of separates them. You think it would bring them closer, it
Yeah.
doesn't. Especially if it died under one of the partners,
Yes.
because
Oh,
there's that
no,
blame game.
definitely.
And as you're trying to heal, everyone tends to suffer or try to handle the loss separately.
In
So that's where the
different ways.
communication is extremely key.
Yeah.
You guys need to talk it out, try
And go for counseling.
yeah, it's very important because otherwise, most of them would escape. There's a death after a few years or a few months. There's a separation.
Because let me tell you guys something you're gonna find a bit puzzling. My third pregnancy, I'm not so steady with my antenatal clinics. Because first of all, with COVID, I don't want to be in Hosea, and then as your third kid, you're thinking,
You've done it
But
before.
now I'm having a serious phobia. Mom kunambia baby wangu, I can't feel anything. I've not felt a kick. As in, it stresses me. It stresses me so much. And I'm like, how do you know if you're carrying a dead baby? Inanikula kichwa. So I'm ever going for ultrasounds. I didn't learn what stop doing these
Hata me, I did
ultrasounds,
that.
man.
Guy, nilikuwa nashinda hosi mpaka huyo nasa alikuwa ananiona again.
I know, man.
Today it's been quiet. I'm not feeling
I'm not
any
feeling
movement.
anything.
I'm just relax. I kept nilikuwa by the one mpaka na hizo nini mpaka leo. I used to go to those nini all the time. Hizo zilikuwa zinaitwaje? Scans.
Hizo ma ultrasounds. So kama lina album. It's only one kid you've had.
Na nimtoi tu moja. I used to have so many.
For me, it's such a real fear. And what I can say to moms who've lost their babies, like, don't give up. Everything happens for a reason, and whoever gave you that child has the right to take away that child because it was never your decision. You're just the vessel that's supposed to deliver another being. So
True.
it's tough because you're human, but don't bash yourself for it. So now let me ask you one almost last question. What is the hardest? What's it called? What is the one lesson you had to learn the hardest way on motherhood?
I think no, but this is on the fun side. Like it was no history when you give birth and what is it? The breastfeeding. Oh my God,
Ooh.
that I dreaded that experience.
Have you done
I
the
di-
classes before? Kuonyeshwa how to breastfeed?
Nilionyeshwa, but so mimi by the time I was giving birth sikuwa na maziwa. So actually nilikaa hosini ambapo sitatoka mpaka nipate maziwa. So at sasa nilikuwa kuna vile sijui nafaa kufanya nini nipples.
Sijui kupump, sijui nini.
Sijui
Oh my
Woo!
God. That must have been...
Ilikuanga uchungu. It used to be
I
so
can
painful.
imagine.
And then nikinifanya nasa nakaa ambia you're not doing the right way, ananifanya. It used to be so
I
painful.
know, man.
And then eventually when I managed, sasa hiyo akianza ku breastfeed, the
Certain-
cracking.
Ouch.
The cracking. Hiyo ndio I think
Me,
naweza
I
sema
think my
that was
second
my
born, by the way,
worst.
no, my first born, I'm sorry, Tay, but I got you off the boob way earlier than you should because you aren't so nice. So now that kid, upon a kidole, mwah, mwah, mwah. But then that's the
Alizo-
kidole alikatwa.
Eh?
Stitches. Then I'm like, Enyo Mungu, you have your own ways. Oh my God. I come when I got my firstborn. I never did a single class. So I didn't know how to breastfeed. A baby has been brought to you, nambanyonyesha. You're thinking, nanyonyesha nini? First of all, I'm thinking, I'm not going to show my boobs to anybody. I'm not going to give a human being. You know, you're like, nah. And my mom is there like, checky.
Sorry.
My mom is there like, look, it's not even games. Feed this kid. Hey, made him tap. Because I come catch, I was like, you guys give me some time, I rest. I'm so tired.
Rest is for who? Shika.
Mtoto ni wako, hakuna kurest until the day you die. Ni wako. It's so crazy.
So I hated that experience. And then it can't, haiponi haraka because
It's
can't the
continuous
moment,
as
yeah.
long as, and then
The
the
baby
baby,
is breastfeeding.
that's the to keep that baby quiet. I think,
Nilikuwa tu nafunga macho najikaza.
I can imagine. That must have been horrible. Ouch.
Yeah, that is one of the things I
Man,
really
kumbuka, I think I
hated.
said this before, like nikiza my first hosi nilikuwa, okay, for some reason, I never have boobs when I'm not pregnant. Like, I swear, I don't want a bra. But with pregnancy, in a jar, someone is thinking, ebu kuja pa. Now my first kid, my next door lady, I was in there, I don't know what you call it, the wadichas, curtains. So kulikuwa the lady next to me. Her baby is crying non-stop usiku nzima because the mom can't produce milk. Me, I've never felt for a mom. Because you're trying everything. Unajaribu kila kitu. I'm like, no person wants their kid suffering, man.
Hata wangu,
But-
I had to give a formula those first 2 days.
And then you're feeling guilty,
Yeah,
man.
and then I
You're
was
feeling...
na vile najiambia, I'll do it exclusively 6 months exclusive. No.
Oh,
no
man, I know.
formula, no
Actually,
nini.
I know, man.
Yeah, that was the first milk she onjad. But after that, now I went exclusive.
And no matter but I think with the third one, I'm like, my friend, even porridge, we will drink it, but you're plain it, man. Okay, now the last thing, Kate, what's the message you have for your daughter if she watches this one day?
Message to my baby girl, Amira. Of course, you know how much I love you. Like, I love that kid to death. And I just want her to grow up to be herself. Do you, baby girl, be you and don't look up to society. Like, just do you. Do you and be happy. Do things that make you happy. Follow your passion. Follow your dreams. And chick, just, as long as you, for me, I have this thing where I know I'm on this earth for a purpose. Because
Yeah.
I want her to as well. By the time she's old enough to know her passion, I'd want her to know her passion pretty young, when at an early age, so that she can just fulfill her purpose, her destiny, whatever. But I love that Kamama to death, yani.
Oh my, you're such
Just
a
lights up
doting
my
mom.
life.
I think you're those moms who are told you, oh, cheki, unaribu mtoto na venye unampenda sana. So darling Kate, it was so lovely having you. At least umenirudisha morali ya kuwa mother because you make it look so
I hope.
glamorous. So, is it called ballet school? Ukienda ballerina
Ballet
school.
bana.
Ebu piga simu, once we'll start
Lazima.
basic levels. And then darling, before you go, we have a small giveaway for you to say thank you. This one is you.
Thank you so
Buzz.
much. Thank you so much.
Utangalia. Thank you so much for coming. We are so glad to have you. And we are coming to do classes for beauty
Very
because
soon, yeah.
usemeanza kuglow. Actually had a very bad breakout.
Oh, really?
Imeacha tu like I think 2 weeks ago. So I'm thinking.
Tunaona pregnancy imetengeneza me from...
So our dear viewers, make sure you leave a comment on our YouTube and subscribe below. We'll choose a random winner to get a free makeover from KANAI Beauties. You get your thing going on, you know? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves.